Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. My name is Alen, I'm from Argentina, and in today's video I'm going to try to convince you to watch the 2026 World Cup. So let's dive into it. And to save those of you that are not interested in the entire video some time, the answer to this question is a resounding yes. You absolutely should give the 2026 World Cup a try. 2026 will be a special year. I say this because we will have another instance of FIFA's World Cup. For the uninitiated, the World Cup is the biggest international football/soccer tournament in the world. During a month-long period, historically 32 nations would compete against each other for the ultimate prize, which is the FIFA World Cup and the right to be called the best football nation in the entire world. But 2026 will bring a really special change to this World Cup that we all know and love. The first one is that instead of 32 teams that we are used to, for the first time ever, the FIFA World Cup will consist of 48 teams. This means that the amount of games played will go from around 64 to 104 games. This means that the tournament will have a pretty big structural change. We're used to having 8 groups of 4 teams each, so 32 total teams, in which each group will have the countries belonging to it play each other. And at the end of those 3 games that each team will play, the best 2 teams would move on to the knockout rounds. The knockout rounds would consist of a round of 16 teams, which is pretty much a sudden death encounter. So it's only one match, whoever wins moves on. And then we would go to quarterfinals with 8, semifinals with 4 teams, and then the big final match, which is 2 teams from which a champion would emerge. But 2026 will bring a special change to this format that we're all used to. As we see here, we will have 12 different groups. So we're going from 8 to 12, and then what will happen is the top 2 teams from each group, so 24 teams, will automatically qualify for the knockout stages. But then we will have the 8 best third spots. So the 8 best third places will also qualify for the next knockout stages. And we're going from a round of 16 for the first time ever to a round of 32. So what that means is that from 48 teams, we're going to slim down to 32 teams, and then the knockout stages begin. After the round of 32, we go with the classical round of 16, which is here, and then we go to our quarterfinals, which is here. Round of 16 is here, and then quarterfinals, which will have our 8 teams, and then we go into semifinals, which is 4 teams, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then everything converges into our great final, from which the champion of the 2026 World Cup will emerge. But that's not the biggest change. When we look at venues, we get a really special opportunity. Usually the World Cup is hosted in one nation, with the big exception being the South Korea-Japan 2002 World Cup. But other than that, usually World Cups are in a single country. For example, the previous World Cup, 2022, was hosted in Qatar. Before that, 2018, we had it in Russia, and so on and so forth. But for the first time ever, we will have a World Cup spread out across 3 different countries: Canada, the US, and Mexico. This provides a really special opportunity for those that will be watching or attending the World Cup to be acquainted with several different stadiums from multiple countries. This, to me, makes this World Cup really special. We're going to see some very iconic stadiums. For example, Mexico City, Estadio Azteca is a beautiful stadium. Monterrey Stadium is beautiful too, which is the thumbnail of my video. It's a beautiful stadium. We have the stadium in LA, which is beautiful. New York has a beautiful stadium as well. But yes, it'll definitely be a special World Cup, even just from venues alone. And the schedule will be as follows. The World Cup will kick off on the 11th of June of 2026, where the first match will be played in Mexico City. Then the day after that, the 12th of June, we'll have the second match in Toronto, which, by the way, it will be the first match ever played in Canadian soil in the history of the World Cup. And everything culminates on the 19th of July in New York, where we will have our final match and a champion will get crowned. But this is not really the only reason why this World Cup will be special. Usually in some World Cups, we get to see some new countries that have never qualified before. For example, 2018, where we got to see Iceland for the first time. But since we're going from 32 to 48 teams, that will provide the opportunity for us to see a good amount of new countries playing. As of recording, we have two new countries, Jordan and Uzbekistan, that will be participating for the first time in their country's football history. And this will result in a beautiful combination of different playing styles, some playing styles that maybe we've never seen before, but it'll be a beautiful combination of different teams from the world playing each other, which results in amazing games. And that's the main thing of the World Cup. We get to see all these different cultures, all these different playing styles, which result in insanely beautiful games. And my last reason for why you should watch the 2026 World Cup is the last dance of these two beasts, Lionel Messi and Cristiano Ronaldo, if you've been living under a rock. These are, in my humble opinion, the best two soccer players in the history of the sport. And we get to see which will probably be for the very last time, since Lionel Messi is 38 and Cristiano Ronaldo is 40 years old, the last time that these two gentlemen play World Cup. The dream would be for their two teams, Portugal and Argentina, to play against each other. But time will tell if games end up arranged in a way that they'll play each other. But if none of my other reasons convince you to watch the World Cup, please watch it for these two gentlemen. They brought a level of skill, leadership, charisma to the game that hadn't been seen in a long time. And these are truly special days that we're going to be able to witness them playing another World Cup, being the captains for their respective teams for their last time, most likely. So yes, those are some quick reasons why you should watch the 2026 Soccer World Cup. Again, it's a special tournament. This only happens once every 4 years, similar to the Olympics. So this kind of schedule results in games being played all out. These countries that will be playing, they represent their country, and each game is truly played as a Super Bowl if you're American. So this is a very intense month-long tournament. It's amazing for the players, it's amazing for the fans, and it's amazing for the country that ends up winning and taking it all. Thank you so much for watching, and I really hope you watch the 2026 World Cup. I'll see you in the next one.